Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're cracking open one of the most powerful books ever written, the Bhagavad Gita. But forget seeing it as just some ancient text. We're going to look at it as what it really is, a roadmap for the battles we're all fighting, right here, right now, in our own lives. So let's just get right to it. Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, what's the point? You work hard, you check all the boxes, you chase success, but at the end of the day, that deep, lasting feeling of fulfillment, it just isn't there. Well, you're not alone. These are the exact timeless questions that kick off this entire journey. All right, so the Gita famously begins on this epic battlefield. But here's the secret: the real war has nothing to do with swords and shields. No, it's a perfect metaphor for the conflict that's raging inside of you. This is all about your inner battlefield. So picture this. You've got Arjuna. He is the greatest warrior of his generation, right? He looks out across the field, and who does he see? Not strangers. He sees his cousins, his mentors, his own family. And he's supposed to fight them? He just shuts down. He's hit by this wave of grief, this feeling of total powerlessness and confusion. Ever felt that? That moment where life puts you in an impossible spot and you just feel like you're going to collapse? That's Arjuna's dilemma. But see, Arjuna has a guide, a mentor named Krishna. And Krishna doesn't just pat him on the back and say, there. He offers him a science, a literal technology for the mind to end this inner war permanently. So let's get into the heart of what he teaches. The whole answer, the solution to Arjuna's crisis, and frankly, to our own feelings of being stuck and broken, it all comes down to one core idea, a state of being called completion. This is presented as the master key. So what on earth is completion? Well, think of it like this. It's living without the hangover of the past. All those old hurts, those regrets, those angry moments, they're still there as memories, but they've lost their power. They can't cause you pain anymore. It's about finally being whole, right now, without being dragged down by the ghosts of your past. Okay, so how do we actually do this? Krishna gives Arjuna a toolkit, basically. 4 core principles or tattvas to build this state of completion. They are integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching. These are like the 4 legs of a table. You need all of them to be stable and strong. We're going to focus on the 2 that are really the bedrock. First up, integrity. Now, this isn't just about being honest with other people, it's about being honest with yourself. It means the words you speak and even the thoughts you have for yourself, you follow through on them. When what you think, say, and do are all in alignment, you create a powerful sense of wholeness. It is the absolute foundation. And building right on top of that is authenticity. This is about showing up to your life from your best self. Not your tired self, not your I can't self. It's about facing a situation and asking, what is the highest and best I'm capable of right now? And then doing that. It's a commitment to constantly expanding, not shrinking. Okay, so now we get to my favorite part of this whole thing. If your life is a battlefield, then who are the 2 armies? Who's actually fighting in there? The Gita gives us this brilliant visual way to understand our own inner conflict. Let's be super clear. This war is not happening out there somewhere. It's happening inside your own head. It's a battle for your consciousness. And the 2 great armies in the story, they're not just some historical figures. They are 2 different sides of you. Look at this breakdown. It's amazing. On one side, you have the Pandavas. That's your higher self. That army is built from those 4 principles we just talked about: integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching. But then there's the other side, the Kauravas. These are your root patterns, your deepest insecurities. And look how they're personified. Self-doubt is the blind king who can't see the truth. Self-hatred is the cunning, whispering uncle. And self-denial is the foolish prince, leading you to ruin. The question the Gita asks is, which army are you feeding every day? And here is the most liberating idea in the entire text. All those negative voices in your head, the self-doubt, the self-hatred, they feel so real, don't they? But they are not reality. They are not fact. They are powerful illusions. And because they're illusions, they can be dismantled. You can win. So let's say you do it. You win this inner war. What do you get? What's the prize? It's not a crown. It's not money. It's not fame. It's something so much bigger. It's a completely new understanding of who you are. I mean, just let that sink in for a minute. Everything you think of as me, your personality, your limits, your story, all of it is shaped and boxed in by those negative patterns. The Gita is saying that your true self, your real identity, is infinitely bigger than that little box you've been living in. To make this crystal clear, there's this amazing story. Imagine a lion cub, orphaned at birth, is found and raised by a flock of sheep. So what does it do? It grows up eating grass, it bleats, it genuinely believes with every fiber of its being that it's a sheep. It has no idea of its true, powerful nature. Then one day, a huge, powerful, fully grown lion stumbles upon this flock and sees this pathetic-looking sheep lion. And the big lion knows exactly what's going on. He literally drags the terrified cub over to a lake and forces it to look down at its own reflection. And for the very first time, the cub doesn't see a sheep staring back. It sees the face of a lion. The big lion then gives it a piece of meat. And in that moment of tasting its true food, something clicks deep inside. A mighty, powerful roar just erupts out of it, and it gets it. Oh my God, I was never a sheep. I was a lion the entire time. This, the text says, is the kind of explosive awakening that's waiting for every single one of us. And the teaching goes even further. It says we're just like that lion cub. We think we're the sheep. We think we're our body, our thoughts, our problems. But all of that is just the shell, the vehicle. Our true self, our consciousness, is eternal. It was here before the body, and it will be here after the body is gone. And this all leads to the single most mind-blowing claim in the whole book. The ultimate realization is this: you are not the body. You are not the mind with all its drama and patterns. You are the pure, eternal, unchanging consciousness that is aware of it all. And that consciousness, at its core, is divine. So, great. What do you do with that? Do you go live in a cave? No, absolutely not. You learn to live in the world, but in a completely new way. It's about waking up from within your life, not running away from it. And here it is, the practical instruction for how to live. It's simple. Do your work. Take action with everything you've got. But, and this is the big but, let go of your desperate, anxious attachment to the results. Be cool with success. Be cool with failure. That inner balance, that unshakable calm no matter what happens, that is true yoga. So, we'll leave you with this one last question to chew on. What if this life, this real world that we stress so much about, with all its wins and losses, what if it's all just a dream? And what if the whole point isn't to win inside the dream, but simply to wake up? Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.